Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's another episode. Here we are, ready to begin this next season, of course, here with this Nations United based squad. Friendly reminder, though, as we get into it, of course, all the things going on around the channel, trailer breakdowns, conversations about the EA NHL series in general, the Madden series that's up on my second channel, again, TWOGIE24, that's Toogie24. And the podcast channel as well. Subscribe to that if you haven't. Still listen on Spotify. All that fun stuff. We got so much going on here at the end of August, heading into September. And hey, of course, before you know it, NHL 22 will be here. That said, this team and what we're looking to do for now, we are going to leave this roster as is because this forward core is pretty goddamn good and should be pretty gosh darn dang good. The defense, it's okay. I don't know what the hell what the hell that noise was I just made, but it's okay. Obviously, we're kind of missing like a Roman Yossi type. And then, of course, the AHL very much highlighted by Stanislav Semyonov, who we will not rush to the NHL level. We will let him do his thing. So the hope, of course, oh, by the way, captains. I kind of based it off of your feedback. Nico Hischier's the captain. Hurdle and Gudis get the letters. It was kind of a toss-up between Hischier and Gudis for captain. The hope this season, as Lubomir Bondra signed on as a coach, thank God. Bardovich declined. I must have offered him the wrong thing. We'll check that again in a second. The hope is that by the end of the season, we are able to add another major player or two, hopefully via trading. Maybe, just maybe, somebody will become available as a free agent. We'll see kind of how it all plays out. And indeed, actually, there we go. So our coaching setup is good to go. Our staff setup is good to go. Let's actually look at pending free agents. And indeed, David Pastrnak is up at the end of this year. Goalie-wise, I don't believe there's anybody there because Luukkonen's Finnish. American, Canadian, American, Russian. So no help in goal, aside from like a big save, Dave. In terms of prospects, I also don't think there's anybody. I mean, Vanacek, but he's 26, right? And obviously we had him on the team already. So yeah, I mean, there's not a crazy amount. Like Lucas Dostal is getting better for the Ducks. Maybe that's somebody to keep an eye out on at this point. He's kind of the only one. So our current goaltenders are really the best we got. Defensively, rough. I mean, Roman Yossi, his deal obviously isn't up for a long time. So in terms of free agents, I mean, it is telling us that Moritz Seider's deal is up. Dodonov's deal is up. But there's not going to be a crazy amount of help there. And then forward-wise, again, Pastrnak is the big name. So maybe if the Bruins are bad, we just might be able to trade for Pasta sooner rather than later. So we'll keep an eye out on that. In the meantime, let's see how our team does, because I really don't know how we're going to do. I mean, we have solid goaltending. The defense isn't abysmal. And, I mean, you could say that we lack like a top-notch star, but we have a decent offense. And we beat Calgary 12-3. So I think that's evident of that. And then we went on to lose 4 straight, 5 straight, 6 straight games. I had a feeling we might be that inconsistent. 1 second the offense lights everyone up. The next second we're losing games hand over fist. So, I mean, Tomas Hertl, 26 points in 24 games. It's not that bad. Let's take a look here. Stützle doing very well. Hischier doing very well. Hertl doing well. 18 points for Kubalik. That second line's great. Third line, great. Yeah, I mean, our depth is on point. For the defense here, though, I mean, yeah, that third pairing sucks, unfortunately. There's really not much I want to do to fix that, aside from trade from somebody. The issue is still goaltending, which isn't all that surprising, I suppose. Let's take a quick look, see if anybody around the league has maybe changed their mind. Dostal is not on the block for the Ducks. He's not that expensive, but of course we do have a bunch of kind of a bunch of people in the mix. And actually here, let's just go skaters matching block. Olivier Giroux. Martin Kaut. He's available. 77 and a 23. I mean, he might be worth picking up. Obviously, we got rid of some people that were kind of in the same light. Philip Hollander isn't going to be available, and of course, they're not interested in trading Pasta yet. McLeod, Pertica. Well, Arizona might be our best option right now if we were to acquire anybody. I think it does make sense, actually, to go and get him, because at least we'd be getting him for a lesser trade value because the team wants to move him. Sven Berchke's trying to be dealt. That's not really all that surprising, if we're being honest. Shea Weber, of course, not available. Forsberg's not available. I mean, there's some names that could certainly help out a hockey team, but we have our limitations. And unfortunately, we have a good amount of limitations. So, only one dude, basically, that I think would be worth trading for at the moment. Yeah, okay. Well, Martin Kaut, then, could be a decent little boost for the AHL in terms of goalies that are available. I mean, Nichushkin can certainly be moved. Kayan can certainly be moved as well. Do we have anybody else that has even a slight bit of value? Celios, how close are we? It shouldn't be that far off, just to kind of get rid of the frankly horrible players that are never going to develop. And that way we just kind of get rid of them. Might have to use a low-end draft pick if we have any left. What about Yoshida? Okay, so yeah, we'll still have to use a low-end pick, but those guys should kind of chomp away at the value. 6th rounder isn't enough. 5th rounder? Not enough. Damn. 4th rounder. Please don't ask for a 3rd. All right, 4th rounder is enough. What if we take out Hurd and add in a 5th? There we go. Okay, so yeah, I figured that would eat away at it. So we pick up Martin Kaut for pennies on the dollar, which I'm a pretty big fan of. And we should hopefully be good to send him down. If not, he'll take Zemgus Girgenssen's spot. And he would have to clear waivers. So Girgenssen's was probably the forward struggling the most in terms of point production. I mean, same amount of points as Nosek, but plus minus is questionable. Nosek stays because he's a better face-off option. So let's get Martin Kaut in our lineup. Fits in best on the 4th line anyway. That's a decent little addition. Gives him a new spot, a new team to be with, and maybe, just maybe, he'll prove to be somewhat valuable for us. We really didn't give up anything that we have to be worried about giving up to have gotten him, so it's a pretty good deal. I didn't look at the draft class yet because I can't guarantee we're going to have a 1st-round pick, depending on who's available. It could easily go to somebody like a Pasternak, as the Bruins are currently outside the playoffs too. We are at 16, 16, and 5. As it's Nico leading the team in points. We're only about 5 points behind Toronto, so that's decent. Stützle, Hischier, Hurdle. I mean, yeah, everyone's still putting up a decent amount of points. Kout's been pretty bad. For the most part, yeah, it's just that 3rd pairing is not working. And the goaltending has been trash. There's not too much we can do about the fact that the goaltending has been trash. Except, take a look at the AHL goaltending. And let's see. I mean, Lucas Parich has been the best of the bunch, but Huska at 25 isn't going to get that much better. Adam Huska, let's get you into this rotation. We'll take out Elvis and just kind of see what we end up with. And then we can also get Sjogard in there, because Ustamenko I'm obviously not that worried about. So trades again. We know the situation that we're in. Is there anybody out there at all? Anybody that can help make a deal that'll make our team that much better? Boston still not willing to budge, unfortunately. And it's not looking too good. It really isn't. Damn. This is rough. There's just really no changes to the lists. After an extra month, you'd think certain teams would have maybe adjusted their expectations, their wants. I mean, Winnipeg looked to have had slight adjustments, but for the most part, we're pretty much where we are. So we'll see if Mrazek having a better backup, in theory, someone who could be a better backup, will help at all. And as we continue to, for the most part, play 500 hockey, although we have lost 4 games in a row, make that 5. And this team's tendency to go on losing streaks will be what costs us the opportunity at making the playoffs this season. As it is, we are now 11 points back, 9 at the worst. And again, I think, yeah, it comes down. Adam Huska only played once that month. For whatever reason, our coach just did not really start him. So I mean, it's fairly clear. We should also look to call up. I mean, I was hoping that Andre Sekera would kind of do better. He didn't. So we're looking at Jan Ruda, Spiza, honestly Yannick Weber, because he's an offensive defenseman. It's pretty much the only reason. He doesn't have the highest overall, but I'm a little bit worried about the line chemistry. So let's get Weber in there. And I guess I shouldn't be, because he's only an even, probably because he doesn't fit the third pair that well. So, Sekera, hate to tell you, we're going to drop you. And let's call up Jan Ruda. No surprise, Sekera did not get claimed on waivers. So, Weber, out for Ruda. Will that work? No, it won't. But we can at least get it back to a neutral. Not that I want to get it back to neutral in that way. Yeah, so Ruda's not going to work. Too many DFDs. So congrats to Yannick Weber. And honestly, at this point, we just need to wait to the trade deadline. That's all. As Semyonov's up to an 82 already. Holy hell. Well, we kind of already know with the trade deadline, we're going to move on from some people. And, I mean, Semyonov is pretty much going to just come straight to the NHL now. He's an absolute beast. He should probably be playing right now to maybe try to turn the season around, but again, the offense wasn't necessarily our issue. Let's take one more look here. So anybody, as we're less than a week out from the deadline, changed what they're looking for that can help benefit me. Boston's trying to get rid of everybody that isn't David Pastrnak. No surprise, they're going to want to try to keep him. But it does look like teams have updated their lists, which is very good. Very good indeed. Might give us more options. Or maybe not. Like, Boston had, like, David Krejci, but he's 35. It's not something that's going to help us in an incredible way, you know? Yeah, and unfortunately, most other teams, I mean, we're going to be coming up on Nashville here. Maybe, just maybe, there's some help. Nope. Nope. So, no such luck, it appears, when it comes to, I mean, hey, look at that, Riley and Glebov. Honestly, we might want to pick those two back up from Ottawa, since we can get them for cheap. You know, get them for less than what we gave up to move them away in the first place. Looks like our best option. I don't think we'll have to give up that much, because I have certain goaltenders that I want to move off of this team. So, for the moment, let's go back to Ottawa. We'll go after Glebov and Riley, since we know that they're eligible to play for our team. And we will use, honestly, Peter Mrazek, if I can. If I can. It makes sense to use him. And in terms of who else we could get rid of, I mean, a veteran forward makes a lot of sense if we wanted to call somebody else up. I mean, Nino's on the fourth line. He's on 26 points. He's not really happy with being on the fourth line. Got Verana. I mean, we really do need to get rid of a forward. I think it makes sense to get rid of Nino. I mean, 26 points, especially in that situation. Fourth line, power play time, that's not bad. You could argue he'd be doing better under different circumstances, but Semyonov, after just less than another month, is up to an 84. He, honestly, it might suit us better to just leave him in the AHL. Ottawa would be over the cap, though, with Niederreiter, so we can't even use Nino. Interesting. Let's tack on Yoshida. I mean, that's not going to go through. We'll have to go draft picks. And, oof. Having to rely on a lot of firsts. This is still very much worth it. If we can get it to go through. Which I don't know if we can. That is the problem. What if we use Coletta? Really trying to nickel and dime our way here to a completed trade. They have interest in Spiza. They also have interest in Gudis. What if we give up Spiza? Damn. Quite far off. Not great. I mean, I had a feeling it was going to be rough. There's really none of the veteran forwards here that I want to give up, though. Is the problem. You know, the Palats, the Varanas. You could argue Martin Kaut, but I think he could be useful. I don't really want to add Niederreiter to the deal when I'd have to retain salary. What about Michael Frolik? They would have too many players. Interesting. I don't really know who had more value between the two. And I don't really think they have anybody that I can take in the deal. It's very doubtful. We'll try to use Spiza. Third rounder. From there, it is just like these fourths. Oh, okay, and the fourths worked. So there we go. We'll use Lucas Spiza, Peter Mrazek, a third and 2 fourths to bring back those two young prospects. People on the team aren't happy about the Mrazek trade, but it needed to be done. It needed to be. There was nothing for us there. We can put Jan Ruda on waivers because if he gets claimed, it just frees up cap. And then Glebov can be sent down. And nobody claimed Jan Ruda. Perfect. So hopefully here at the deadline, something has changed for the better. Huska and Parch are going to be the goaltenders because I am likely to trade Elvis. And then forward-wise, for the moment, again, we're still okay. And we'll see what we potentially do about Semyonov, who is just a monster. An absolute monster. And I guess the decision is, do we just let him kind of develop in the AHL for the rest of the year and call him up next year, or do we call him up for the back half of the season? And that'll depend, I think, on what happens here on deadline day. David Pasternak's available. We got to go right now. We got to go right now. Don't even worry about trying to do anything else, sign anybody else. We have to go right now. First round pick this year. Yes. Is that enough? No. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, Elvis Merzlikins. Doesn't really have trade value. Shit. He's on a terrible deal too. Ronick, Kempney, Sider, Jesus. Forward-wise, this is what we brought these guys back for. What about Riley in a first? Damn it. Let's get the other guy. I'm so worried someone else might beat me to the punch. Let's use Glebov, Riley in a first. Damn it. Come on. You have to accept this. You have to accept this. Do not. Martin Kaut as well. Damn it. I know they're like all fitting the same kind of thing, but what if we also had Nino? Shit. God, what am I going to do? 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 St. Louis, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Okay. What if we go 2 firsts? No. Oh my God. Please, 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 please. Now what if we add Kaut? 2 firsts and Kaut? No. Okay. 2 firsts and Riley. Come on, you got to be joking. 2 first, Gleboff, Riley, Kaut. Oh my god, that's like the best thing I can possibly offer. Shit. I don't care. I'll go 3 first-round picks if I have to. I will. Go through. You have to be joking me. And they want to trade him? Is this broken? Oh my god. What if we give up Nino? How much more? At what point do I just say, fuck it, I hope he becomes a free agent? I mean, the odds of us getting someone as good as David Pastrnak with these picks is incredibly slim. Anaheim, I swear to God, if you cucked me again. Oh, God, I saw DP, and I panicked. Martin Kaut's not enough. 3 first-round picks and Martin Kaut. What about Riley? Take out Martin Kaut. What if we add Gleboff? I can't believe this. I don't think we can get him. And they want to trade him. That's the crazy thing. They want Mad Sjogard. 3 first and Sjogard? Rejected. Oh my god, so many trades are happening, and I don't even know if they're involving players we can get. Sjogard, Kaut, 3 firsts. I don't know what else to do. I don't. What if we also just add Gleboff and Riley? I mean, I know I took out the first rounders, but I was hoping magically because it was certain of the people that it would be fine. Nope, damn it, I didn't want to get rid of that first. I wanted to add another. Would you believe this is a team that wants to trade this guy? Because it doesn't seem like it. Okay, obviously, we wouldn't give up Hischier at this point. Stützle, Semyonov, definitely not. Hurdle's 29. Thomas Tatar's 32. What if we also give up Tatar in the deal? Seems worth it. I'd love to keep Tatar, but we got to do what we got to do. Boston made a trade. Craig Smith, exchange for a first and Svatos. Jesus. Come on. Look at all that, Boston. You got to take that. All right, we get rid of Martin Kaut. We go 2 first, Riley, Gleboff, Tatar. Right. We take out Riley. We do Tatar, Gleboff, 3 first for Pastrnak. A bit off. Jesus, I'll retain on Tatar. Come on, you bastards. I am giving up so much in this deal, but it is because there is no chance in hell that we get a player the caliber of David Pastrnak. And this way, I don't have to compete on the open market. He's just ours. Because I can give him however much money I need to. How much money do I have to retain to sum up a bit? Are you joking me? Dude, this is some bullshit. Tatar on 50% is not enough? Joke. Take out Gleboff. We'll have to use Palat as well, just because he's older. He won't be in the window. I'm not retaining on Tatar now, though, you fucks. Tatar, Palat, 3 firsts for Pastrnak. Oh my god. Let's retain on Tatar again. Like I said, I could sit here and say, is this even worth it at this point? I don't know if it is. We're giving up so much. I'm gonna have to retain on Palat as well. And I mean, granted, Palat's contract's a lot longer. Dude, how much value, how little value is being added? This game doesn't know what a little means. Palat, Tatar, 50-50. Oh, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Like, you're telling me you wouldn't take that. That's a king's ransom. That is a fucking king's ransom. For a guy on an expiring deal that you're saying you want to trade, let's use Kubalik. I'd prefer not to get rid of Kubalik, but he has a little bit more value than Palat. Done deal. Kubalik, Palat, and 3 firsts. The cover boy has arrived. David flippin' Pastrnak is finally on this team. Was that deal worth it? I don't know. We currently have no first-round picks, and we gave up Thomas Tatar and Dominic Kubalik. The picks are what they are. Tatar was having a great 51 points in 62 games. And Kubalik, 45 points in 62. Was it worth it when there's a chance he could have been a free agent? But that might have been our only chance. I mean, those two have been better than Pasternak. But David Pasternak on this team with our top players, our top line soon to be of presumably Semyonov, Hischier, Pasternak. And I guess that's the way it could be viewed, is yes, I gave up 2 roster players like Tatar and Kubalik, but that opens up space for Semyonov to join this team pretty much immediately. Like I said, I don't know if it was worth it at this stage, but man, we did what we had to do. We did what we had to do to get our hands on one of the best players we could have possibly gotten in this series. I mean, it's him and Draisaitl. I mean, granted, we had Kucherov as well, but it's Pasternak and Draisaitl for the long-term future of this team. And God help me now, if Draisaitl's available, I literally have no way to trade for him. He'd be way too expensive. Edvinsson, Schneider, Anders Lee and Bailey. Nobody there. Ryan Ellis, of course, still in Nashville. Jerome Petrie Gustafsson. Again, unfortunately, no Roman Josi for Nashville. Toby Reeder doesn't really make a difference. Where's Pessinen from? Probably Finland. Yep. You see a name like Raimo. Detroit ended up with Patrice Bergeron somehow. And JT Miller. Jesus. That's outrageous. Klingberg, Benino Turris. Okay. I think if we were to be able to go after anybody else, it would be like a Krejci, and that's not really worth it. So we are done with the deadline. The big move, David Pasternak, acquired from the Boston Bruins. We gave up Thomas Tatar, who, yes, was having a great season, but he was 32 years old. How much longer was he going to be around? You know? And then on top of that, I mean, we do give up Kubalik, but Kubalik was likely to be a third liner. I mean, maybe still a second liner because he was a power forward. So looking at this team, it's 10, 11, 12 with Kaut. Again, can't send down Kaut without him being on waivers. So the big question now, Semyonov, does he get called up? And let's look at this team. Right? Let's look at this team. So in terms of players, I mean, Martin Kaut, honestly, not bad. Not bad. He's on a pretty good pace. You know, you look for 20 points out of a fourth liner. He's on that pace. I think he can stay. Gergensons, I mean, it's close, right? If you do the math, he was on a 17-point pace, so he could be the guy to sit. Maybe not only even for Semyonov, but you could argue Radek Faksa, who's having a great season in the AHL. Semyonov's listed as a second liner, by the way. Tomas Nosek is doing pretty well as well. If you look at his pace, he is on a 21-point pace. Not bad. Nino on 26 points still. Obviously not happy with his role on the team. Hurdle's crushing it. Palat's doing pretty well. Natchez, Stutzla, Hedel. I mean, yeah, it's just a question of, I guess, who sits out of the lineup. Again, it kind of sucks we can't send down Martin Kaut. But this team, we could run with this team the way it is for the rest of the season, or we call up Semyonov and pretty much immediately put him on the top line, I'd say, with Hischier and Pasternak, and just see what they can do. Just see if that line can gallop. The David Pasternak trade, was it worth it? And for Mr. Semyonov, do we call him up immediately? David Pasternak has arrived on this team. Thank God.